Hotep Bakanyiselo. Welcome to our astrological update for this new season. And I must say, hey, ever since I've started doing astrology, I feel like time is moving at a different speed. Actually, ever since the Syrian portal, things have been very intense and quite accelerated. And we must also reflect on the astrology of every cycle, elders. We must reflect on how we were affected by the energies and how we use the energies to our advantage. So, on the previous cycle, we were dealing with Inzonza, we were dealing with Ma'at, we were dealing with the law, right? Plus Leo, which is also connected to the law. So, did you receive your final verdicts and your final confirmations from the Spirit? Did you receive your divination bones? There's actually an elder I was recently talking to. He told me that he actually received his first divination bone during this cycle. And actually, it was right at the end of the cycle. So, when did you finally get those divination cards or divination tools that the Spirit has been asking you to get? Did you finally make peace with yourself? And did you finally make peace with others? So these and more are some of the questions we should be reflecting on to close off the previous cycle. For this cycle, Bakhanyiselwa, we are in the season of Nut, Pisces, amahlengetho azwanayo in the southern hemisphere, and in the northern hemisphere we are in the cycle of Geb, Virgo, Untombi Yasina. This is a very intense cycle, Bakhanyiselwa. In the southern hemisphere, we are at the end of our astrology because Pisces and Nut are the last signs of the zodiac. So this is the cycle of endings, right? We shall see a lot of things being resolved and coming to an end. In the previous cycle, we were resolving a lot of issues. We were getting our final verdicts and our final confirmations. So those issues have been resolved and are coming to an end. Some have already ended. Even the conflicts that we had, remember we had to ask for forgiveness, we had to forgive, we had to mend our broken relationships. So now in this cycle, everything is resolved and we are now closing those chapters, or we are resolving these issues during this cycle and then we are bringing them to an end. We are closing the chapter using the energy of Pisces, the energy of Nut. And this is perfect because Nut has to do with wholesomeness, completion, and fulfillment. Interestingly enough, I also just recently posted a video about the cheetah cloth initiates. And these initiates are all about completion, fulfillment, and wholesomeness. They fulfill the destiny of lineages. They bring completion to lineages, and thus they bring wholesomeness to the lineages. I even call them umpelelisi, one who brings wholesomeness, one who brings things into completion. So you see how I was already affected by the energy. The video about the cheetah cloth is actually an old video. I just wasn't sure whether I should post it or not. I received a confirmation that I should post it, but I still took time, something like 3 months, and then only last week did I really feel like posting it. I was like, you know what, let me just do it. And part of the reason is because I already have another video where I'm talking about the cheetah cloth initiate. And when I did that video, I wasn't really talking about the cheetah cloth. I was talking about the golden key initiates directly and not through the cheetah cloth. But anyway, what I was saying was that this cycle of Nut is connected to the cheetah cloth initiate, even though the cloth for this season is the fish cloth. In this cycle of Nut, Pisces, amahlangetho athandanayo, amahlangetho azwanayo, we are now connected with the fishes. Keep in mind, Bakhanyiselwa, that astrologically we've been underwater for the past 2 months. We have been dealing with the underwater ancestors, if you haven't noticed, specifically here in the southern hemisphere, right? Since we have been in winter, and when you go underwater, the deeper you go, the colder it gets. So the winter season is very much connected with the underwater mysteries. Remember, we spoke about the crocodile initiates during the Capricorn season. These are the type of initiates that are initiated directly by their ancestors underwater. Then in the previous cycle, we spoke about Amanzonza. These are ancestors who died by drowning, so they became underwater ancestors. Now we are talking about Pisces, which is connected to the fish spirits. We are talking about dolphins, mermaids, whales, the fish people, etc. This list excludes the reptilians because, like I said, the reptilians and the fishes are not the same. Now we are connected to water in relation to Sirius, not in relation to the underworld or the afterlife, like in the case of those who died underwater. So during this cycle, we are looking at completion, and this completion carries a potential for new beginnings, which is now anchored by the complementary sign in the northern hemisphere, the sign of Virgo, Untombi Yasina, the pregnant virgin. This now allows us to bring things to an end and start on with new beginnings. Or it prepares us for new beginnings as we bring things into completion. Because whenever one thing ends, something new begins. Every end has a beginning and vice versa. As much as we are bringing things to an end in the south, they are starting with new beginnings in the northern hemisphere. And as much as they are starting with new beginnings, it means something is coming to an end. Hence the new beginnings, right? Like, for example, for them, it's also the end of summer, right? It's late summer. So we are seeing beginnings and endings during this cycle. And another thing is that we are going to be taken back to our origins. You know, when you run in a circle, right, in a complete circle, you end where you began. All right. So as much as you are ending, your ending takes you back to your origins. So we are going back to where we came from, where we began. This is perfect because this cycle allows us to reflect on the things that happened, everything that happened during these astrological changes from Aries to Pisces. Because Pisces is the end of the astrological cycle, right? So in other words, we are now recapitulating. This is a very good time to recapitulate. We are recapping what happened from the beginning to end, from Aries to Pisces. This is completion. This is the time of dissolution, where everything that has been happening is being dissolved into your energy structure by your water. This time of dissolution is the time of the night, and therefore the time of the dark night of the soul. Right? That is why for me, this cycle has always been a cycle of abstractions. And when I say abstractions, I mean it's a very abstract time. It's the time when we look into our daily events and somewhat assimilate the abstract behind these events. When I speak of the abstract, I'm speaking of something not confounded by words, but something that can be grasped, though it need not be understood. But such an abstraction can be integrated with the water within you. This is where I speak of the differences between initiates. Remember when we were speaking about the mystery of the South and the Northern Hemisphere, I said that the initiates of the South deal with abstractions instead of extractions, such that even when we deal with symbols, we deal with them as abstractions and not as extractions. So each symbol is multidimensionally integrated in that one symbol can carry a whole lot of information. So when we become abstract, or when we are trying to understand the abstractions of our daily lives, we must have a wholesome view of things. And I think this is where we would also speak about, the inventories, because really they determine a lot. Between Idlozi and Itongo, there is a thick veil of inventories. And this veil of inventories is called Uti Womuntu. This is the simplest way of putting it, really. It's really just another way of talking. So this cycle of Nut also affects our world views. This is the time where many of your world views may be affected and challenged. Remember, in the previous cycle, we were still under conflict. And some of these conflicts were resolved. And what comes after that? What comes after that is change of perception. You may have been in conflicts with some people and you may have hated those people, but when they asked for forgiveness and you forgive, the conflict is resolved, right? The next thing that comes is your change of perception. You no longer hate them. They asked for forgiveness, you forgave, and now your perception about those people will change. You may have hated them before, but now you don't. You may have had negative perceptions about them, but now the perceptions will have to change, right? The clashes were resolved. Now perceptions are changing. So this is the time to also recapitulate your perceptions, review your own world views, and really try to go back to the origins of those views. Some of us are not really our real selves, actually, because we are but a container of other people's views. We are a lifeless reflection of other people's shadows. So therefore, we do not reflect the original self. Bathi ubuwena bumbozwe yithunzela eziningana futhi abubonwa zingahlanzekanga. True self is masked by a legion of shadows, and it cannot be seen unless they are washed away. Hey, yazi abangoma abafihliweyo bakhanyiselwa. Hey. With everyone who has been watching those lessons, you need Boma 3 to 5 years of re-watching those lessons before we can even speak about whether you understand them or not. Like, those guys are very deep. Oh. So please, if you follow those lessons, do not take them lightly. Watch them and re-watch them, especially the full audiobook. The lessons are very, very deep. I'm quite certain that nobody has understood those lessons. They explain everything in those little 7 pages. In fact, there's another book that goes along with that one. I'm not even sure if I should even be talking about that book. It's way better when you find certain things for yourself. It has a certain satisfaction to it. Definitely, if you seek, you shall find. And most definitely, we will go into some of these abstractions of the spirit. Hey. So I was still saying that during this cycle, we must review our beliefs, our worldviews, and our truths. Do you know that there are belief systems that have simply expired for you? They no longer work for you, but you still carry them with you, even when your reality no longer resonates with those beliefs. because you never made a conscious decision of letting them go. Like someone who has been living in lack for the longest time, and when finally everything is in abundance, they still carry that lack mentality. In fact, it can take time for one to change their core beliefs. Just like a person who comes from Christianity and now considers himself woke or traditional, you'll find that it takes time for them to really let go of some of their Christian beliefs. That's why others are saying these people are bringing Christianity into our traditions. This is really just an example. I'm not really into such politics, but I'm saying that it can take time for people to let go of their core beliefs. So at this time, we are looking at our beliefs, the core of our beliefs, and the origins of our beliefs. We are looking at the beliefs that no longer serve us, beliefs that no longer reflect our original selves, beliefs that no longer serve our current reality, beliefs that can no longer serve our dreams. They cannot serve where we want to go. It's time we let go of the beliefs that we know are not originally ours. Now is the time to reevaluate those beliefs, reevaluate your perceptions. Do they still hold true? Some of our perceptions may need to be changed and replaced totally. Others may need to be expanded. Some may even need to be clarified. Now is the time you choose your beliefs consciously. You must reevaluate your worldviews and choose them selectively, cautiously, and consciously. Your beliefs are indeed your limit. Your worldviews determine where you go, how you go there, and how far you go. So that's why, as initiates, we must constantly reevaluate our worldviews and see if they still hold true. See if they haven't expired yet. That's why when you are abstract, you cannot be bound into one fixed particular worldview as if you're not growing or you're not learning new things every day. The worldview must be constantly updated and upgraded, and it must be re-evaluated to see if it still resonates with your current level of being, your current level of consciousness, so that even when we go into the next cycle, we are naked, we are clean, and well prepared for the cosmic swing, for the next cosmic swing from Aries to Pisces. So as we go back to our origins, we are also tracing ourselves back. On a physical level, we come from our mother's womb. That's where our origins are. From a planetary level, we come from the stars. From an elementary level, we come from the waters. We are still under the waters. That's why this cycle brings in our connection with the stars, our origins from the waters, and our connection with the womb. Hence, I made another video recently about the womb. These are the effects of the cycle. We are now remembering our connection with the womb. The womb was our first physical home. The womb is our first physical manifestation. We come from the waters of the womb. And the day you left your first home, when you left your mother's womb, it's definitely a celebratory day, but it was actually a huge shattering experience between you and your mother. It was a traumatic event because you are being separated from your original home. Such memories are still there. That's why astrology is very deep and it's very important, because it helps you to trace out some of these things. Many of our current configurations, like certain aspects of our energy body and some of the inbuilt features of our personalities, started taking form while we were still inside our mother's womb. And in order to really rewire these programs, one must start from the first beginning, because some of these programs are deeply embedded within our psyche. So we are rewiring ourselves during this time to make ourselves compatible with what is to come in the next cycle. This is also perfect because when we look at the northern hemisphere, they are in the sign of the pregnant virgin. Hence, we are connecting with our origins and we are connecting with the womb. Women will be affected because not only do they come from the womb, but they also have their own wombs. So this cycle may cause some drastic changes, within them, and they may feel some of these sensations within their womb. Even with those women who are struggling with their womb, this is the perfect time to do whatever needs to be done to fix those issues. This cycle is a perfect time to work with your womb. You will find that the energies will give you the necessary boost, whether you are in the north or in the south. So now, Bakhanyiselwa, the cloth that is active during this time is the fish cloth and the peacock cloth. The fish is for Pisces, for the southern hemisphere, and the peacock is for Virgo, for the northern hemisphere. The element is earth for the northern hemisphere and it's water for the southern hemisphere. The stones, Bakhanyiselwa, that are connected with this time is the lapis lazuli for the south and amber for the north. In terms of colors, we are connecting with brown and indigo. Brown is for the north and indigo is for the south. If you want any of these, Bakhanyiselwa, do contact us so we can plug you up. These are the things that we are using during this cycle. These are the things to have on your altar during this season. And Bakhanyiselwa, this is going to be a very intense cycle of reflections. This is the time when you should be thinking about your journey. In fact, let me just give you a task. Think about your journey from start to finish. At what point did your spiritual journey begin? How did you begin your spiritual journey? What happened? What led you to being who you are today? So spend this time to really reflect on your spiritual journey. Each and every one of us have our own story. We have our own personal history that is connected to the spiritual journey. So remember your own sacred story of awakening. This is but the beginning of understanding the abstractions of the spirit, or what others call the abstract cause. Something that we shouldn't be talking about actually. But anyway, so when you look at your story, don't look for the personal, but look for the abstract. And yes, I'm already at the end of the video, so yeah, let me not even go any further. The fair thing to do is to really make another video for this, but then for now, just recapitulate your sacred journey of awakening and initiation. Start it from beginning, when you became conscious of your journey, up until where you are now. Don't even look for anything, just recap all the things that have happened since you partook this journey. Don't judge anything, just recap. Replay it like a tape in your mind. Right? So that's the task. Yeah, just recapitulating your spiritual journey from where it began to where it is now. Right? And this is a perfect time for these things, Bakhanyiselwa. I mean, being at the end of the cycle, You can just imagine the best thing to do is to revisit the events that happened during the cosmic swing. This is the same effect that happens to most people in December, where now something in them forces them to reflect on the events that happened throughout the year. And they would also have these New Year's resolutions, or they promise themselves to do better next year or whatever. So that is what we are doing right now. The energies are pushing us towards this. That's why the cycle of Nut is also the cycle of memories. During this cycle, a lot of ancient memories will come to the surface. And some of us will remember their ancient selves during this cycle, more especially our Syrian elder selves, and also our memories concerning this lifetime. Our memories in this lifetime begin in our mother's womb. Most of us can only go so far as 5 or 6 years old when it comes to remembering our childhood memories vividly. So there's a lot of memories that will resurface at this time. You may remember and miss certain people. You may remember certain places. You may experience a lot of nostalgia. I'm thinking of this old hip hop song by Mos Def, Traveling Man. Memories don't live like people do. They'll always remember you, whether things are good or bad. It's just their memories. In fact, you might find yourself listening to certain music that reminds you of a certain point in your life. Songs that remind you about certain people or places. All of this has a cleansing effect. You know, when you revisit certain memories and you begin to understand, or rather get a glimpse of their abstractions, this has a cleansing effect. When we revisit the events of the day after a long day, this has a cleansing effect. When we revisit and review the events of the cycle, how the cycle affected us, what happened during the cycle, etc., this has a cleansing effect on our energy bodies. When we recapitulate the events of the day every day, because this is how we are supposed to be as initiates. You're supposed to recapitulate daily, every day at night. And I think Mudu Shu has this type of exercise in his Black Roots Volume 1, Black Roots Science, where you replay the events of the day every day at night from night to morning. So you go in reverse from night to morning and you try to reassemble the events that happened, what you did, where you went, the people you encountered. These are the things that provide you with inner cleansing. And during this cycle, and in fact, during the 3 previous cycles, we have been in the cycle of cleansing. Remember, we were cleansing Amanono during the time of the hunter, right? During Sagittarius. We were cleansing the Amandawe warriors during the Capricorn season. We also cleansed Amanzonza warriors during the previous season, the Aquarian season, right? Now we are still in this cleansing process, as much as we also cleansed ourselves internally by balancing our good and evil within. We are cleansing ourselves internally when we recapitulate. Also, when we resolve the issues within us, when we integrate the energies that we have received during the cosmic swing. This is a big part of the integration process, or what others may simply call the process of reprogramming oneself. And yes, most definitely, this is the time for reprogramming whatever old programs that have been installed within you but are no longer working for you. We are basically rewiring ourselves, and all this internal rewiring, this internal cleansing, will now also be expressed through cleansing ourselves by the waters. And when you do go to the waters, imagine yourself going back to your mother's womb. Remember yourself going back to your origins. And when you finish cleansing, imagine yourself being reborn and being rebirthed from out of the waters of your mother's womb. As you emerge out of the waters of Noon, You are naked, you are clean as you walk the path of the river of the blood of the heart. Then and only then can you stand firm among the assembled ancients, them whom we may call the Abadala, Sila. Now, ancestrally, we are dealing with the ancestors from Sirius. Like I said, the agreeable mermaids, the agreeable fish beings like dolphins and whales. We are also dealing with a time of prophecy, so we shall be witnessing a lot of prophecies being fulfilled, and we shall receive a lot of prophecies. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your visions and intuition. A lot of our intuition will be maximized, and this works perfectly because remember, during the previous cycle, we received our divination tools. Now, during this cycle, we are using these divination tools. They are helping us to understand our intuition. They are helping us to receive messages and prophecies from the Spirit. They are helping us to resolve certain issues. You see now how this is aligned. Even if you don't know anything about divination, but at this time, you will find it easy to work with your intuition and to work with divination. Right? There are also some people out there who have already gotten their divination tools. They bought their divination tools and they simply place them at their altar, or they just, place them somewhere without even using them. So Spirit now is saying, go and take those divination tools and start using those divination tools, because this is at the time, it's the perfect time for that. You'll find it easy to even work with them. Right? Even when you want to go to a diviner, this is still the best time, because at this time, diviners are having this heightened sense of intuition. On the other hand, Bakhanyiselwa, during this time, we are also dealing with the mysteries of the Rabbi, the Rasebi, the mysteries of the Kobela, the Baba, the High Priest, the Guru, the Father. You may also want to look into the mysteries of the Dogons, the Jewish mysteries, the Christian mysteries, and the likes. In fact, this is a perfect time to study religion. Just take some time to look at world religions, world traditions, and study them not like a historian, study them like an initiate. Study different religions, traditions, and different forms of spirituality, so that you can have this expansive, wholesome view of spirituality. When you study world religions, you are studying humanity's beliefs. Akere, you have studied your own beliefs, you have traced their sources, and you have revisited your own worldviews. Now, when you study different world religions, you are studying different worldviews, a different way of seeing things. As an initiate, you must be flexible. You must never be stiff. I mean, look at our sacred mother Nut. She is not stiff at all. She is very flexible. Look at her. And we all know these are one of the poses of Kemetic yoga. We must be flexible like our sacred mother Nut. And we must be as flexible as the fishes. We must be flexible enough to study what we don't like, imagine, and to find the truth in the things we don't like. Because really, if you're gonna seek the truth in accordance to your likes and dislikes, then are you really looking for the truth? So now during this time, we are exploring ideas beyond our own, for the sake of resolving this issue that our worldview is the only one that matters. Our beliefs are the only one that matter. Our culture is the only one that matters. Our religion is the only one that matters. Yabona, if you study different religions and different cultures and whatever spirituality, like an initiate, then you will be able to find some of the abstractions of the spirit. Then maybe you will come to a point where your worldviews won't really make you feel like you are right and they are wrong. In this case, you would have attained a wholesome consciousness and not a narrow type of consciousness. This is now the difference between an extraction and an abstraction. Abstractions are wholesome, extractions are narrow. Abstractions are inclusive, extractions are exclusive. Anyway, Bakanyeselwa, do make sure that you connect deeply. For the spirit initiates, do connect with your spirit guides, your spirit teachers, and your spirit gobelas. They are very much active at this time. They have a lot of teachings for you. They have a lot of guidance to offer. So spend this time to reinforce your connection with your spirit teachers. For some people, new spirit teachers are coming in, I am told, because they have completed their cycle of initiation under a specific spirit teacher. Now, new teachers are coming in. It's actually quite an exciting time for these people, and congratulations to them. Because this also means that they are ascending to the next stage. And some people will go into new classes, others will change schools entirely. For those who are initiated in the spirit schools or spiritual mystery schools. So Bakanyeselwa, there's a lot of intensity, there's a lot of activations, many of which started with the Syrian portal. There's a lot of time shifts. So you must always be present. You can literally be lost in these dimensional time shifts during this season. We are accelerating to a different time speed. You can just tell that we are constantly changing timelines. There are a lot of downloads, a lot of upgrades, a lot of alignments, a lot of synchronicities coming. Things are coming to an end. Things are coming to completion, and things are changing. Do not be surprised if you see some natural disasters happening during this cycle. It's because things are changing, and this change can be very radical and harsh. So do center yourself, keep yourself grounded, be the eye of the storm. Stay peaceful and calm as the storm of the world rages like a tempest around you. Bakanyeselwa, we have come to the end of our video. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for your support. We thank you for everything. We love you so much. May you be strong during this cycle. We also do understand that during the previous cycle, there were a lot of confirmations and final verdicts, many of which will play out during this season, as this season now resolves everything. So brace yourself. There's a lot of things coming. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tsawe.